Thanks for being with us for the new expanded 12 News at 6. I'm Mark Curtis.
And I'm Khadiva Devine. We have a lot to get to in our next half hour, but we want to begin with a special report from the 12 News I-Team. The cost of crisis, highlighting homelessness and affordable housing in Phoenix, and where needs aren't being met despite millions of dollars budgeted to help.
The I-Team's Erica Stapleton spent the past 3 months looking at conditions at Perry Park near 32nd Street and Thomas to get a snapshot of the rising homeless population and why some feel the city is failing the neighborhood.
From the outside looking in, it might seem like a small point of pride.
Yes, because we've been maintaining and keeping it clean.
But from the inside looking out,
It's all clean because he doesn't filter this.
Lorraine is doing all she can for the spot she's calling home.
I just put up a tarp to keep the shade in,
The tarp propped up by shopping carts, respite from the triple-digit temps this July morning, a haven of sorts in a hell she never imagined.
I've only been homeless a year.
When we met Lorraine in mid-July, she was staying on the street at Perry Park, near 32nd Street and Thomas Road, a reality for many lining the park that morning, like Lorraine's friend Robert J.
We just like family, brothers and sisters.
He was sharing the same tarp space.
There's days I wake up out here, just sad. Am I gonna be out here when I'm 60 or 70 years old?
Unlike Lorraine, Robert says he's been experiencing homelessness for years.
I'm only 46, and I'm trying to make it through all the way.
The latest point-in-time survey from 2022 shows more than 9,000 people experiencing homelessness in Maricopa County, up by more than 2,400 since before the pandemic. Each number a different person with a different story.
It's a very sensitive issue.
I'm addict.
When COVID hit, then my landlords decided not to renew my lease, so that put me on the streets.
Each story leading to this vulnerable chapter at Perry Park.
I nearly died out here.
My phone has been stolen 3 or 4 times.
By myself at night out here, I don't sleep because I always have to be watching my back. So during the day is when I get my rest.
In the past year, crime mapping shows cases of drugs, shootings, assaults, and vandalism. Safety concerns that impact the whole neighborhood.
And I see the fights, I hear the fights. We've heard the gunshots. We've had to shelter in the back of our house.
Morgan Saylor lives down the road from Perry Park.
We've seen people having sex up against the side of the building here. People passed out. People just sitting out here smoking meth or whatever they're smoking.
There was a time when she used to take her child to the playground.
Not the park that it was when I moved here.
And when she walks by now,
So you've got people that are mentally ill, people that are on drugs.
she feels helpless.
I can't fix that. I'm not qualified to. I don't want to bring my child here to play.
Her frustrations aren't without compassion. She's noticed a constant cycle of people who need help lining the fence over the past few years.
I don't want to give the impression that I am frustrated with the people here. I am frustrated with the city failing us.
Of the more than 9,000 people tallied to be experiencing homelessness in Maricopa County, more than 5,000 can't even get into a shelter. The majority of those unsheltered, nearly 3,100 people, are concentrated in central Phoenix. Shelters are often full, including a new 200-bed space a few miles from Perry Park.
We're seeing the whole gamut, from addiction to mental health issues to fixed incomes, people being priced out of the rental markets or housing market.
Scott Hall is with the City of Phoenix's Homeless Services Division, one of many city departments involved in addressing the homeless crisis.
We're seeing everything exacerbate the homeless issue within our city and within the country.
He says he's been out to Perry Park multiple times himself, trying to connect people in need to city resources, even if beds aren't always an option.
You know, the people there have said they feel like the city is failing when they see people camping out. How do you respond to that?
At the end of the day, we know we're failing people. If anybody's on that street, that's a failure.
Whenever Morgan has seen people moved from the park,
It gets cleaned up, and then 2 days later or within a day, I'm sure by the time you see it next week, it could be completely different and filled up again.
the long-term solution? More housing. But in the short term,
I see an unsanctioned homeless camp.
a few minutes after we spoke with Robert and Lorraine, the city's Parks Department came through. They told us they were told to move. Lorraine's cleaning rendered pointless. As they start picking up, moving a few feet away across the street, which keeps them technically off the park's property, but no less unsheltered.
And I guess at the end of the day, I'm angry at the city government because I feel like they're failing the residents here and they're failing the people in the park.
Erica joins us in studio now, and there are probably no easy answers, and it's a complex issue, but do we know why we're seeing such an increase in homelessness?
Yeah, Mark, as you said, there's a lot of ways people could maybe find themselves in that situation. But what we've seen and what the data shows is that this problem was really exacerbated during the pandemic, and it's only continued after, as this has gone on for the past couple of years. So it's something that we've seen continue to rise, and people have lost their jobs. They've unfortunately, maybe found themselves without housing, and the cost of living is going up. People are having a hard time maybe trying to make ends meet. So there's a whole bunch of issues that could lead to this situation here.
Now, we heard from Morgan, who's a homeowner in the area near Perry Park, and she no longer feels safe enough to go to her neighborhood park. What can neighbors do if they see something concerning in their area or they see someone who needs help?
Well, in the city of Phoenix, there's actually a helpline. It's called Phoenix Cares, and it is for people who might be seeing situations of homelessness or encampments. And people like Morgan, who we've talked to, have actually called that line. They have seen maybe a problem get resolved, but another one keeps popping up. So there's got to be more that's being done to address the situation, not just at Perry Park, but throughout the community here.
Yeah, such a complex, sad situation. Yeah. All right. Thank you so much, Erica.